Okay, we're going to have a go at plotting linear equations using x and y intercepts. Okay, so the first thing we need to establish is what we mean by an intercept. Let's look at a graph. We can label this graph as the x-axis and the y-axis. Remember, the horizontal axis is always the x and the vertical axis is always the y. See if you can pause the video and identify the x and y intercepts. Okay, hopefully you've done that now. So, the x-intercepts are here, and the y-intercepts are here. That's right. Okay, now let's have a look at x and y intercepts with more accuracy. Let's have a look at graph A. See if you can pause it and write the x and y intercepts. Okay, hopefully you've done that now. So let's look at the x-intercepts. The x-intercept is going to be here, and that is roughly 1.50, and the y-intercept is going to be on the y-axis, which is here, which is going to be 0 minus 2. Okay, see if you can write down the x and y intercepts for the graphs B to F. Pause the video. Okay, hopefully you've done that now, and I want you to mark your work with the answers down the bottom. I want you to pay special attention to E and F. The x and y intercepts here are both 0, 0. That is called the origin. If a graph goes through the origin, we need to use a different method to plot the linear equation. Okay, let's have a go at finding the x and y intercepts algebraically. Remember, this is the y-axis, this is the x, this is y-axis, this is the x. Okay, now, if we draw any line, we can see that the y-intercept, x, is going to be 0. Make sure you know why the y-intercept as an x-coordinate of 0. If we go down, we can see that the line cuts the y-axis at x is equal to 0. Now, let's have a look at the x-intercept. The x-intercept is here. The x-intercept as a y-coordinate, y is equal to 0. Make sure you can identify why that is. Okay. So, all we need to do now is substitute x is equal to 0 into our equation. Our equation is y is equal to x plus 3. We know x is equal to 0. 0 plus 3 is just 3. Okay, now we plug y is equal to 0 into our equation. Y is equal to x plus 3. Y is 0. We need to find the x coordinate, so we subtract minus 3 from both sides, because that is an opposite of plus 3, and we get x is equal to minus 3. So the coordinates of the y-intercept is going to be 0, 3, and minus 3, 0. If we plot that on our graph, we get a graph which looks like this. Notice the x and the y coordinates have been plotted, and we've drawn a straight line through those coordinates. Okay, let's do the same for y equals x plus 2. X is equal to 0, so we do y is equal to 0 plus 2, so we get y is equal to 2. So we get a coordinate of 0, 2. The same for the x-intercept. Y is going to be 0, so we have 0 equals x plus 2. We do the opposite of plus 2, which is minus 2. So that gives us x is equal to minus 2. Minus 2, 0. If we plot that on our graph, we get a graph which looks like this. Notice the x and y intercepts. Okay, the last and final example. Okay, we know that x is equal to 0, so we have y, 2 multiplied by 0 plus 4. 2 times 0 is 0, so we get 4, so we get a coordinate of 0, 4. X-intercept, we get y is equal to 0. So now we have 0 is equal to 2x plus 4. We need to consider our first opposite. So we need to subtract 4 from both sides. So we get minus 4 is equal to 2x. We need to consider our second opposite. We've got multiply by 2, so we divide by 2 both sides. That gives x minus 2. So we have a coordinate minus 2, 0. And if we plot that on a graph, we get this. Notice when we did the general form of the straight line, we got y equals mx plus c. Remember that m stands for the gradient. Here I've drawn a triangle, and there you can see that the gradient is 2. We get that 2 by dividing the change in y by the change in x. Okay, here's an exercise. Have a go at finding the x and y intercepts and then plot the following linear equations. Okay, pause the video, and after the pause I'm going to put the solutions. Okay, so hopefully you've plotted those linear equations, and here are the solutions. You need to match the colour with the appropriate colour. For example, red is matched to red here. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that video. There's another video on solving linear equations, just like this, and have a go at solving this linear equation. If you can't do it, have a go at doing the video, and then hopefully you'll be able to solve that linear equation. Thank you and enjoy your maths.